This is Next Steps for Seniors with your host, Wendy Jones. Each week, Wendy brings resources and information to help guide you through those next steps with elderly parents and loved ones. You can follow, subscribe, and share on your favorite podcast platform. If you have questions or topic suggestions for Wendy, you can call us at 248-651-5010 or email at hello@nextstepsforseniors.com.
Good morning and welcome to Next Steps for Seniors, Conversations on Aging. I'm your host, Wendy Jones, and as you all know, I have such a passion for our seniors. They are wise, knowledgeable, amazing people that have lived a long time on this earth, and they have a lot to give back and a lot to share with us. And today we're going to do a topic called It's My Life. Now, how did I come up with that? Well, we've got a coach with us today. Her name is Jacki Janson. She's a Master Rapid Transformation Coach. And I think it's important as we go through life to know that we're not in it alone. There are people surrounding us that are there for us to talk us through situations. And this is exactly what Jacki does. She's there for us when we go through difficult times that we don't know how to manage. So I'm blessed to have her with us today. Hi, Jacki. How are you today?
Hi, Wendy. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're blessed to have you. She has a Bachelor of Science in Education, continuous hours, has coached over hundreds of women in this situation as far as divorce, passing away, losing a spouse. All of these things are very difficult in life when you find yourself all of a sudden alone as a woman. And it happens, unfortunately, believe it or not. I want to say, Jacki, what was the statistic as far as number of men that pass away before women?
I believe it's 67% of men pass away first. And so women are left, 64% of women lose their spouse to death. And they live typically 5 to 6 years longer. And I'm here to help them live those years after losing their spouse with purpose and to find joy again.
Unfortunately, we don't know what's going to happen in life, right? I wish we all had a magic ball. I wish we could figure it out. I wish someone would just tell us, but we don't know. But we can't live in fear, not knowing what the future holds. We have to live with confidence, right? And embrace this time as we age in life. But the reality is something like this is probably one of the most tragic things that can happen is losing a spouse that you've been married to your whole life.
Yeah. And all of you said something really, really important is all of your future hopes and dreams were with this person. You talked about it. You probably did some of it. And then when you find yourself in a situation where he's gone, you don't even know what to do because everything was planned with another person, with him. And so I'm here to help you untangle that, grieve the loss of the future that you won't be living with him, but still a future that is full of hope and joy and gratitude in the way that, honestly, God intended you to continue living. Stop the suffering is what I helped you do.
Okay. Well, tell us how you do that because it happens. It does. It happens to 64% of the people that are listening to this program right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the first thing is we have to remember, and we do a really good job of this. We have to remember that there is a grieving period. And there are 5 stages of grief, and you are going to enter each one of them. Some of them you will stay there a little longer than other ones, but and you're going to go back and forth, and you're going to get to anger, and then you're going to go back to bargaining because you can't believe this is happening. So just understanding that that's a normal part of grieving the loss of your marriage. And in divorce, we call it the death of your marriage. So you have to give yourself time. And a lot of women don't like to rest. They don't want to give themselves time. or they find themselves stuck in too much time. And so I come in and I help women just become aware of the things that are working in their life. Our brain is programmed to focus on the negative twice as much as the positive. That's the way our brain is programmed. And so right out of the gate, you're always looking at what's wrong in your life. And so I'm here to tell you that you have the power to override those negative thoughts and those thoughts of worry and the thoughts of fear and the feeling of fear. And you're there. I can help you focus more on what is going right in your life and claiming it and owning it and not thinking that you're going to be waiting for the next shoe to drop, because that's not living. That's living in fear. And so when you are living in some fear, the first thing is you have to be aware of the fear that you are living in. If you're not aware of it, you can't change it. And so becoming aware that I'm scared to live without him. I can't do the finances. I don't know how to, pack the car. I don't know how to change the filters in the water heater. All of that stuff is what comes in, and it's focusing on what you don't have. And so I help women focus on getting to the place where they can do those things or ask for help.
Can you tell us what the 5 stages of grief is? You mentioned the 5 stages.
The 5 stages of grief, and you can go through these in any order, and you don't go through them chronologically. It's kind of like a roller coaster. And so the first stage is denial. You find yourself in denial. You find yourself waking up saying, this can't be true. This can't be true. Maybe even negotiating with God. Oh, if you just bring him back, I will be better. I will do better. I will care for him better. Something like that. So that's one of the stages. You don't go through these in this order necessarily. And then you get to anger. Angry at God. How dare he take him away from me? I'm not ready for this. I can't do this. Then you can get to bargaining. Like I said earlier, with the denial comes bargaining. I will do better. I promise if you bring him back, I will do this better, as if it's our fault that we lost him. Then there's depression. This is called depression in grief. And so it doesn't have to be lifelong, but sitting in and feeling the depression from grief is really important to do. I just don't want you to stay there. And then you will get to acceptance, and you will find that one day you've accepted that he's gone and you are moving forward. But then the next day you may go right back into bargaining because you're fearful that you can't do this alone. And so naming the stage of grief that you are in, when you name it, your brain is telling your body how to feel. And so your body is only listening to your thoughts. So when you say, I'm in denial, you're going to feel all of those feelings that denial brings in. When you say, I'm in acceptance, you're going to bring in all of those feelings of acceptance. And so I walk you through many exercises to help you travel the natural grieving period and then eventually leave it behind. And one day you just kind of wake up and you think, I'm not grieving anymore. And it's really amazing.
And that's a good thing. People think of that as a bad thing, but the reality is, I can almost guarantee every spouse in here would want you to move forward, would want you to do something purposeful with your life and not sit in a ball in the corner and cry every day. That's not what they would want.
Yes. You're right. Okay. You're right. And so it's giving yourself permission to move forward. No one else can give you permission. Only you can. So
let's talk a little bit about identity, because a lot of times in a marriage, the husband and wife are identified as one, right? And even the Bible says that two become one. And when you lose that one, how is it you create a new identity?
So that's a great question. you don't actually lose him because you are a spiritual being and he is a spiritual being. What you lost was the physical body of him. And so in the outside world, you can create whatever identity you want moving forward. In the beginning, you may claim that you are still a wife and you may still wear your wedding ring, and all of that is okay. You may claim that you're a widow. You may claim that you're single. It's all up to you. And what you're going to do is you're going to listen to your own intuition. Who do I want to be today and moving forward? Because every day it gets to change. You're in charge of your life. No one else can assign you an identity. And so when the role of wife is actually taken away from you, you get to slowly move into your next identity. And you get to choose what that is by listening to your intuition, because your intuition is God communicating with you.
So good. Thank you so much, Jacki. Honestly, that's helping me. And I still have my spouse. We've been married 32 years, but it really helps you recognize what God's purpose of marriage was. And I love that you just said that you might have lost his physical being, but the spiritual being is still there. You were one. You were together for all those years.
And when you want, you can just ask for him to communicate with you. You can just ask God, ask your spouse, just tell me that you're around, because he is around. He's watching you. He's sending you love. It's only love, right? It's only love after death. And so you can have a sign sent to you anywhere. It can be a license plate of a car in front of you. It can be a bird landing on your deck.
Yes, I've heard this repeatedly. We're going to be back in just one moment. You're listening to Next Steps for Seniors, Conversations on Aging.
Hi, I'm Wendy Jones, host of Next Steps for Seniors, Conversations on Aging podcast. Did you know that over 25 million Americans experience bladder leaks? Incontinence can happen to anyone at any time. And when it does, incontinence products are a necessity. But it can cost hundreds of dollars per month to purchase these products, which is why we're partnering with Airflow Urology to help you. Airflow Urology provides medical-grade incontinence care essentials like adult briefs, male guards, catheters, and more for free through your insurance. With Airflow, your favorite bladder control supplies are sent right to your doorstep with discreet monthly deliveries. Customers have reported close to $200 a month in savings with Airflow Urology, and over 2 million people have trusted Airflow. You can verify your insurance benefits by going on and filling out a quick 2-minute form. Check your eligibility. Visit airflowurology.com. That's AEROFLOW urology.com.
Welcome back to Next Steps for Seniors, Conversations on Aging. I'm your host, Wendy Jones, and our guest in the studio today is Jacki Janson. And she is a coach, she is a mentor, she is sent from God, I believe, to walk through moments of tragedy, moments of that change your life forever, to help you get through this, So, Jacki, one of the things, so our topic, it's my life. I love our topic because you've got one life to live. Everybody's got their one life to live, and this is yours. And that's why she's here today. So, Jacki, let me ask you this question. There's a lot of people right now that might be listening to this program that have lost their spouse, and they're coming up on maybe a 1-year anniversary or the first Christmas or the first Thanksgiving without that person. What type of advice would you give to our listeners in these situations when you've got when you're going through this?
The first year is a marking of the first time we're doing this without him. And so it's giving yourself and your family a lot of grace in how you want this to look. And so you're going to want to naturally continue the traditions that you've always had at Christmas and Easter and 4th of July backyard picnic. But unfortunately, it has to look different because he's no longer with us. And so during the first year, you really have to give yourself grace. And what I highly recommend is that you mark it with a celebration of his life. Remember when Dad loved to do this on 4th of July? Remember when my ex-husband liked to do this during this time? Because love conquers all. And so we want to focus on what we loved doing with that person, even while we feel the feelings of loss. And so we can be in two places. We can be in this place of overwhelming love for this person that we lost, while we're changing the traditions. And so that's where I would start, is marking that, congratulations, I got through one more Easter, one more Christmas without him, and then creating new. It's the opportunity to create new. Maybe you always had Christmas gatherings at Mom and Dad's house, and now that Dad is gone, we're going to transition it over to Sister Sally's house, because she's got the bigger house and she's got the most kids. And you know what? We'll just be in charge of someone, picking up Mom and bringing her over there. And you're giving Sally's family now the opportunity to create more family traditions, while you're just slowly walking away from the old ones. We're kind of letting the next generation be in charge.
Let me ask you this question about the family, because I feel like everyone's trying to be the stronger person when you go through a situation like this. What would you recommend as far as the family dynamic and training your thoughts, right? What to think?
Yeah, so it's really hard in a family, because in a family we all have been assigned roles, and so we all kind of fall into our role. But the problem with asking for help within a family is that each member of the family is going through their own grieving process. And so when you're asking the grieving to help the grieving, it's a really hard dynamic. And that's where I come in, hiring a coach to help you manage this part of your life while you're dealing with your children, while you're dealing with your grandchildren, your friends. It's really great to step away from the immediate family, because they are doing the best that they can with the information they have, but they are also grieving. And so the work that I do is I help you figure out what thoughts are holding you back. And so, for example, if you have a thought that I can't live without him, your body is just going to feel that every single day, because you claim a thought, I can't live without him. And you may feel that, then that's okay. But what we want to do is we want to look at the feeling that is coming from that thought. And the feeling is fear. And so we can address the feeling of fear, and we can say, hello, fear, I see you there. And you just close your eyes and you imagine the fear, and you really let your body feel it. Because when we feel it, then we can ask it to leave. A feeling will leave your body in 90 seconds if you don't attach a story to it. The story can be true. The story is true. But the story will keep the feeling in your body longer.
Our brain is such a powerful tool, right? And so that's what we're doing is we're training our brains to think of that situation differently, correct?
Correct. And so you replace it with how you would like to think. I can live without him. I can live without him. I will live without him. And so you just start telling yourself, even if you don't believe it at first, you just start telling yourself what you want to believe. Who do you want to be a year from now? I will be a woman that is living her best life after the loss of my husband. And when you tell yourself that over and over again, you will develop stronger pathways in your brain. And as those pathways get stronger and stronger, your body will start believing it, and then your feelings will be of they call higher vibrational feelings of love and joy and contentment. Actually, we want to get to contentment, back into our faith, knowing that there's a bigger thing here happening in the world other than just me suffering through the loss of a loved one.
J Coaching. So that's your company, correct? The process is someone would contact you by phone or email, however you prefer, and then you would set up a time and you meet with people on a regular basis via Zoom or wherever, correct?
I create an individual plan from where you are, and I move you forward toward your goals. Even if you don't know what your goals are, we will talk about who you want to be a year from now, and I'll work backwards. And so who do you want to be today? We're just going to start with today because it can be overwhelming. And so I create an individual program for you. I'm available for a phone. I have worksheets. I have homework if you want homework. If you don't want to do homework, you don't have to. We do a lot of journaling. Getting it out of your head through your body is a really great way to get all of your thoughts down on paper. But I provide a concierge service to moving you forward. There's no right or wrong way to do this. We'll do it in your time, because it's really God's time. He's already got the plan already there. I just pull you back to the plan, focusing on him and knowing that he has good in store for you.
Can you share your information with our listeners, please?
Yes. I do have a website that you can contact me. It's jdjansoncoaching.com. And there's a form you can fill out there if you want to get some information on my coaching. And I will be happy to guide you wherever you need to go. If it's with me, great. If it's not, I can guide you toward the help that will help you get you through this most difficult time.
So, Jacki, if anyone's just tuning in, we have 3 minutes left in our program. What would you say are the biggest things that you would like to have them take away from today's program?
The biggest thing is that life is not over after the loss of a spouse. There is a time for grieving, but then there is a time for living. And I am a rapid transformational coach, which means I can help you get back to living your best life a little quicker than if you did it on your own. And so I want you to know that life is just different. It's not better or worse. It's just different. And learning how to really get through life's really hard transitions, whether you're lost your spouse through death or divorce, or if you're an empty nester and your children have left, or you're retiring or going into a new career, all of those big life's transitions can be done in a way that always moves you forward. And so reaching out for a coach who can guide you in that way is really the best way, because your friends and family love you. They've got skin in the game, because they may not want you to change in a way that you want to change. And so I help you organize all of those things that could be keeping you stuck.
You say the word stuck, and I'm just curious as far as being stuck in a story, right? In your story. That's kind of what you're walking them through, is how to get unstuck from their current story.
Correct. Because it's a suffering story, and God did not put you here to suffer. And so when you stay stuck in the suffering, you do have proof. You are suffering. It is terrible. It is hurtful and hard to get through. Those things are true. But how do you find the light to walk through those? Because you see, on the other side of fear is learning and growing. Learning and growing. Learning and growing. And then suddenly you're in this next phase of your life, and then there's fear again. And so fear is always going to be there, but it's how do we walk through the fear to get to the learning so that I can grow some more? Because a lot of people stay stuck in the fear.
Amen. Well, we are grateful to you, Jacki. Please, listeners, you are not in this alone. We are here with you. And that is why Jacki Janson is with us here today. So go on our website. This is an opportunity for you to reach out and get the help, because we're here for you. You're listening to Next Steps for Seniors, Conversations on Aging.
Hi, I'm Wendy Jones, host of Next Steps for Seniors Conversations on Aging podcast. Did you know that over 25 million Americans experience bladder leaks? Incontinence can happen to anyone at any time, and when it does, incontinence products are a necessity. But it can cost hundreds of dollars per month to purchase these products, which is why we're partnering with Airflow Urology to help you. Airflow Urology provides medical-grade incontinence care essentials like adult briefs, male guards, catheters, and more for free through your insurance. With Airflow, your favorite bladder control supplies are sent right to your doorstep with discreet monthly deliveries. Customers have reported close to $200 a month in savings with Airflow Urology, and over 2 million people have trusted Airflow. You can verify your insurance benefits by going on and filling out a quick 2-minute form. Check your eligibility. Visit airflowurology.com. That's AEROFLOW urology.com.